Good morning, everyone. Today is June the 12th, and this is Futures in 5 charts. Take a look at what's going on. Remember, yesterday I said, hey, listen, this was our initial breakdown area. This is where we first called that swing short action. It fell very sharply. Now we're looking at, basically 6 days it took for us to completely retrace that, and then from fast moves come failed moves. But this area right here is a very big deal. If we hold this zone, we have a shot of recapturing higher levels. You'll notice from the MACD, we're still sitting in general bullish territory, so it's really telling us, hey, listen, I'm just going to look for support. We've got a support action event that's way down here, 27, 28 or so. And now we are up here at this 2880 area trying to hold a bounce. CPI getting a little bit cooler, I think was the number. Sorry, I just zoned out on that one. And the bond yields drifting a little lower, and that's got the bonds popping a little higher. And so that's really what we're looking at. We're looking at price action that is likely to pull into support here and move forward potentially. Now, here's my thought. I think because of the flow to bonds, that we're going to see a little bit of a disconnect in terms of how the bonds move versus how the markets move, because the bonds are really flight to safety from a worldwide perspective, because we are some of the few bonds that still have positive yield. So that's what we are looking at here. Intraday, we have a line in the sand. What could it be? Well, I think it's a little bit of a coin toss. First pass dips, we're going to see buy zones. But if we come into the early part of the morning and we do not bounce the way we did the last few days, right? Several days back, we've bounced early in the morning and then faded to support. Yesterday, we bounced early in the morning and then faded to support without recapturing the movement. And so today, we're going to be looking at motion that could potentially sit here while the market digests its motion, or we could fade just a bit further. We've got 28.94 down to somewhere around 28.60 or so, and then of course our very familiar 28.39. All right, let's take a look at the NQ. The NQ looks okay, same sort of thing, bounced into the resistance zone, coming off of this edge. This is a big support area, so the chart could fade and still bounce. Again, positive momentum drift here, so the pullbacks on the first tries particularly are going to be bounce zones. It's all about what's going to happen a little bit later as a price action moves forward. You'll notice that I'm using 2-day formations here for the movement, because I don't want you to miss the noise or focus on the noise without seeing the big picture. And the big picture is we had a massive breakdown that came in with quite a bit of volume. In no time flat, we almost have completely retraced it. This one still a little bit weaker. A lot of headwinds here for tech. The list is long. But if we can get up and over 75.25, we'll stair step again into 75.85 and then 76.40. That's what we are looking at. A closer look at the YM really does give us this place where, we can see buying pressure. It's sitting right here. This is an alert that we've had at the 26,000 area. It's going to matter if it loses this zone, right? This is a support zone. We're looking at 6-hour formation. It says that we're likely to find support. And so this is our basic support zone, right? It's anywhere between 980 and 910, right? We know this zone. Pullbacks very likely to give us buy zones at the first pass. We do have some negative drift, however. So as we push into the resistance area, you don't want to buy that breakout. That's just not something you want to do. For oil, and I've got this on a 3-day pattern, potentially we can see a rise here. Now, I don't know about this pattern, okay? I really don't. So let's take a look at the broad motion in general. This heavy congestion, this a head and shoulder event, essentially, but this expanded really dramatically. Again, very steep dip down, slow grinding motion up. Now, this is fairly ordinary. This was a steep dip down also. So what I'm thinking is steep dip, grinding upside, another steep dip. The overall momentum feels a bit bearish. That being said, we've had a shift on the undercurrent of drift. And so it is really telling us that we could easily hold this 51 area, pullbacks into 51, maybe 50.80 or so should give us a bounce pattern. And that bounce pattern should allow us to hold in general. We're coming into sort of peak driving spaces and, we'll see what's going on from there. All right. But my thought is range bound. First pass to the downside, we saw buyers. So we're getting ready to see some buying action. And then after that, that buying action should take us into resistance. And then that resistance will give us something else to look at. We're in a wait state across the board. Here, this one's really moving. Wait a second. That is not the contract we're on here. Hang on. It's rolled forward already because we are up here at 37. So let's take a look. This says it's the forward contract, but I think this is the GCQ. We'll pull this up. 2020. Yeah, here we go. GCQ, and here we are at 1337, right? That obviously is a breakout formation, okay? The problem is the technical divergence. And so if we look at the overlay in this formation, it is really showing quite a bit of negative drift, but it still is in a breakout formation. So my thought is pullbacks will make for the buy zones. Still don't love the breakout long to take this trade. It's just not appropriate. I think it'll exhaust up here on that edge. All right, so you want to watch the pullbacks to buy zones because those things are going to give us more bullish territory. All right, good luck trading today.